Hello again, YouTube. You know what? I was just thinking, I thought I'd share with you. I'm going to look up when the first study of narcissism was. I would bet that it was probably mid 9 or 20th century, like in the 50s, like 1950ish, that type of thing. Because what I do suspect is when the crazy blood was going to surface towards the end times of the Bible that they were going to play out and use against us as like they always did. Um, that they were going to push this as a mental illness when it's Satanism. So when you hear the word narcissist, for me, I can't prove this. I hear narcissist, I think Satanist. Um, And I wonder, and there's another one. I'm going to look up the words deeper too. If anybody wants to help me investigate, like go back, how far back does the word narcissist go? Or narc, N-A-R-C. Um, like well, that would be like, and that's used for a narcotics agent too, but they're undercover and they're trying to take a society down. And the correlation with things just some things sometimes they just don't sit right, you know what I mean? Like I hear something and I think that seems so connected with something else. And I'm betting almost, if I dig enough, I'll be able to make a correlation between narcissist and Satanist with the words, because that's how they put this crap right in our face and think we're too stupid to realize. They didn't know. Well, Satan knew, but they didn't. His kids, his babies, the ones that follow him, they didn't know that they were going to come up against such opposition. Well, of course, Satan did, because he's been here and he hasn't been able to uh, escape. So, um, no matter what they try to play or do, all they can do is torture a good person. They can't do anything with your soul or your body or your mind. No, they can't. So it's just a game they play because, well, number one, the humans, they don't know any better. But not really, not deep, deep down inside. I mean, if they're Satanists and they're learning that so-called craft to use on other people, to honor their father, their God, then this is a part of that dark energy that will not ascend into the house of God. Um, they just won't. They're the fallen angels that do not want God to exist, do not want his children to exist. They just do not. And it could be that maybe on down the line, God will say, hey, um, you're healthy now. You're going to be okay. But, I believe with everything within my heart that I have relatives that I'm not going to see for eons because of the choices they made. So I just wholeheartedly believe that nobody will convince me different, because God made me promises that I will not be in the same house, which is his house. They will not be there with me. And I believe that. And it does say so in the Bible. There's places. There, there's some that won't be able to look God in the face, and they'll still be able to enter. But imagine that. That would be kind of a crummy feeling of shame. But these people have no shame. They are out and out doing these things on purpose. And although, I heard somebody saying, well, they didn't believe that this one person was like, although they were Satanists, they weren't cannibalistic or bloodletting or any of that type of thing. If they're not, their compatriots are, and they're involved no matter what their deeds. They're all a part of that. So, and and to to me, I mean, I'm not naming any names exactly who is or does what or did what because I personally do not know. Although I suspect, unless somebody's literally told me something, which I've had that happen too, but I mean, um, if you know for sure somebody's been involved in some dark stuff like that, then we can't pretend that it doesn't go on in this world. That's what I'm saying. So to say somebody isn't, although they're a Satanist, they're still involved with the people that do these things. So I can't make light of the word Satanist, and I do know there's a connection with narcissists. And like I say, if you guys get bored or ladies, gentlemen get bored and want to look into some of these words a little deeper, or even when the first study of narcissism was, or if anybody else ever made any correlation with the Satanist narcissist thing, because I think they're going to stop me from trying to prove that. And I believe it with all my heart. I've never seen any different. Have you ever met a narcissist that didn't resemble a Satanist? I mean, if they don't have a happy spirit, then they have something else. It's either one or the other. There's just no in between, you know? So, well, I'm going to let that go. I just want to share that thought with you, or these thoughts with you. And thank you for joining me. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.